Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Anchorage. And I've got a little something there. I switched out my microphone, so here it is. And I recently helped out Tom on Switch to Linux with a video where I have this plugged in, but I hadn't configured it yet. And of course, that was on Solaria. And I just did a quick configuration to get it running here, and it tested out great, and it's working fantastic. I like this thing. I gave this, I think it was me, but it was someone else's in this household, and they don't need it anymore. And this is very nice. I'm going to take this off, so if you hear any weird noises, it's just that. There you go. You can kind of see it. So there it is, and it looks like it's got the same actual microphone, like the same receiver inside of it that I had on the other one. And throw that back on. There we go. Okay. And this one is smaller, and it looked better. It's just got a USB cord coming out, directly connected, whereas that other one, it had an XLR connection. And so I like this one, so I'm going to continue using this one, and I can actually have it off to the side here so that I can see the keyboard a little better. So anyways, moving on. So I've been doing a number of different applications that are useful through those folks down there, and or down here. And we're going to be moving on to the next one today. It's a collaborative suite where you can have some project management in there using a Kanban board. You can also do rich text. You can do something similar to spreadsheets and a few other things. We're going to be looking at all of that, and we're going to have some fun with that. So we'll talk a little bit more. So this is DisQuest. Okay, we are back, and my little intro-y thingy that I got going on there with the explosion, kind of cool. The preview ranking thingy, I like that, and of course, the music and the fade and all that with my custom-made title graphic that I do. I do that here. Maybe in some future video I'll show how I do all that. It's pretty cool. It's easy, but it can be tedious. But either way, we are continuing DisQuest, and as you can see from that way and that way, we are focusing on the next application, and we are going to be talking about Cryptpad. And Cryptpad is really good. It's good for project collaboration with different things like documents of different types, and Kanban boards for organization, and things of that sort. So we're going to be going over, and we're going to be taking a look at that. So if we come out here to Disroot's website, we actually have the services. If we come on down to Cryptpad and we go to that, well, we get this. And, stop watching all of us. That is a key thing with this application. And we'll go over particularly why. You can sign up, and I'll describe that in a little bit. You can create a pad, which is great. And if you're using the Tor browser, you can link to it here. It's the onion address. So Cryptpad is described down here. It provides a totally end-to-end encrypted collaborative office suite. So basically, it's encrypted. So with that encryption, that means all the data is hosted, and the application is hosted by Disroot. And everything is encrypted at your end, and then it's sent over, and you can save it on Disroot's side, and of course it's encrypted there, so they can't even see what it is. So it allows you to create, share, and work together on tax documents, spreadsheets, presentations, whiteboards, or organize your project on a Kanban board. All of this with zero knowledge, where data is encrypted before it leaves your computer. And of course, the link to it is cryptpad.disroot.org. You can go to the project homepage here, and .fr, that tells me France. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Let me know down below if that's true or false. And you can go and you can look at the source code, and then as we scroll down, every user automatically gets 250 megabytes storage space for files. So this is for the folks that don't sign up for an actual account. So although Cryptpad does not require an actual account, you can create one if you want to keep all of your pads, files, and polls in one place, basically on the server. You will need to create a separate account for Cryptpad, and that is so that you can get some additional space. So when you create an actual account in Cryptpad, that account is strictly within Cryptpad itself. So it is separate from Disroot. It's not a Disroot account or anything like that. So, but if you create an account on Cryptpad itself, you will get a free 500 megabytes. So basically, if you don't have an account, you get 250. If you do get an account, you get 500. So, and then if you want more, you can get more space. And this is where cost comes in, because for my purposes and stuff like that, 500 is way far more than what's necessary. Do I actually use Cryptpad? I really don't need to, but so I don't for myself. But for some folks that are doing some big projects and stuff like that, they may need to have more than 500 megabytes, and so they get the prices down, listed here for 5, 10, 15, and so on. And everything is in euros. Just so you know, it's everything in euros. So here in the States, of course, it translates to dollars, which is, let's say 11 euros probably works out, and don't quote me on it, but it's probably 12, maybe a little 12.25 in dollars and cents versus euros. So there we are. Transactions within the EU are subjected to an extra value tax, so value added tax of 21%. So that's the caveat to folks in the EU. So if you buy an extra 5 gigs at 11 euros, add 21% to that, and you're going to be paying something like 13 or 14 euros. And that's just a rough guess. But the Cryptpad features rich text pads. So you get rich text, and I'll demonstrate the looks of these as we continue, and even setting up an account. And I'll do that for this channel. So real-time spreadsheet. So you get a real-time spreadsheet. Okay. End-to-end encrypted forms. Encrypted presentations on the fly. The presentations are similar to, let's say, oh man, I knew the name. Over on LibreOffice, they call it Impress. PowerPoint, that's the one I'm thinking of on Microflop. So there we go. So it's like a PowerPoint presentation. You can have some file storage, encrypted file storage, collaborative code editor. You can do to-do lists and Kanban boards. You can also do whiteboards. So you can draw little neat pictures. So there we go. So we are going to be moving on, and of course, so with it being encrypted and stuff like that, we don't want anybody watching what we're doing, because it's not their place to look at what we do. Like me, if I was to use this for the channel, I'd be doing my channel stuff and setting up videos to do, what's in progress, what's completed and scheduled, any notes, any extra, like I just started doing my title graphics and uploading those, but I'm not doing that in here. I'm doing that out on Nextcloud, and that is a separate video all in itself. So for an example, we are actually going to come out here to do the sign up for this channel. So, and basically to demonstrate how it's done. So it's loading up, and we'll get that. And we are met here with register. Important note, your password is the secret that encrypts all of your documents. And then highlighted in red here is if you lose it, there's no way you can recover your data. So basically, if you lose it, don't go asking the folks at Disroot about it. It's like, you know, they'd empathize with you and stuff like that, but at the same time, they'd be like, look, we already told you, don't lose it, because we can't go out there and unlock it or you know, ourselves, or go dig it out or anything like that. It's because it's encrypted, and it's got a hash on it. If you're using a shared computer, remember to log out. Yeah. And at my work that I used to be at, that was a big thing. Is, you know, as far as logins go, I can't say we were looked down on about it and stuff like that, but we had this rule where we couldn't have any shared logins, and everybody had to have their own. So it was like, yeah, it may have required additional work or something like that, or setups or configurations, but it's for the sake of, you know, traceability, you know, and you know, it gets more complex from that point. To keep your documents you created and or stored without being logged in, tick import the documents from your guest session. So basically, when you're importing, basically, excuse me, if you're using a guest session, then use import to bring everything onto your computer that you're working at. So creating a new account on cryptpad.disroot.org. Why sign up? That's linked, and you can click on that and go see why. So username. So I'm just going to punch in AnKorage. And yeah, that's my super secret password. That's definitely not 123. Thanks, Tom. Okay, so let's see. And checked off down here is important documents from the guest session. So if you had a guest session going on and there's any documents of any sorts out there, those will get imported into this. And then you have to accept the terms of service. Nobody reads those, but I recommend that you at least browse through it and look for anything that might be important to you. So okay, and then when you click OK on that, it comes up with a warning. Let's see. Due to the encrypted nature of Cryptpad, the service administrators will not be able to recover data in case you forget your username and or password. Please save them in a safe place. So, you know, don't write them down on a post-it note and stick it to the side of your monitor. You know, be better than that. Okay, so then you have to do this. I have written down my username and password. Proceed. Yeah, don't write it down. Use a password manager. I recommend KeePass XC. So there you go. And you know, that's a local application. Keeps it on your computer, and it's not sent out onto the net. Like, what was it that? I forget the name. Password something. 1Password, or you know. Was it Bitwarden? Bitwarden is really, really good if you have to use an online type and such like that. But I highly recommend KeePass XC. Keep it local, and there you go. So, or you can cancel it if you go, oh, I really don't want an account. You click that, but I have done that. So it's hashing the password. So this might take some time. So we're just going to wait on that, and it looks like it's done. And all right, so now it's loading up. You can see all the little different steps involved in getting it all set up. Boom, 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 and it's all done. And here we are. We've got it. It brings us straight into Crypto Drive. And let's see if I can get up into here. Let's see. This here says go to the Cryptpad homepage, which basically if I click on that, here we go. And this is when you log in and stuff like that, you can be brought straight to this. Or this is what I pop into when I was looking at this earlier, using some other stuff. And there we go. So you can create a new document. So here they are. Spreadsheet, rich text, Kanban board, code page, a form, a diagram, markdown slides, or you can go straight to your drive. So then over here, this instance is hosted by Disroot.org, and this is the icon or logo. And then you can go to visit Disroot.org. You can go straight to the main website. Disroot is a platform providing online services based on principles of freedom, privacy, federation, and decentralization. Encrypted data is hosted in Netherlands, because that's where Disroot is based out of. And from my last look, Netherlands is not part of the Five Eyes. So there you go. And you got links down here: terms of service, privacy policy, contact, status page, project website. You got Cryptpad here. The version number is right here. And of course, you got your language selection over here. And for that, we've got all of, let's see, what you see right here is all of the available languages. Hopefully you can see that. I can't tell right now. Unless I pop over the OBS. But if I see that, then chances are you might see that too, actually. No. Of course, I can't tell. But anyways. So this is the main page. So I'm going to go to the drive. And of course, it has to rebuild it. And there we go. So here we go. And I'd like to take a quick moment here to, remind everybody that you want to give this video a like so we can get some more exposure of it out there. This is just a hobby for me, so I don't do ads or anything like that. So, at least not by my choice. I don't make any money off of it, and but this is very useful information, and I'd like to get it out there and subscribe to it, so you can see more videos of different things that I do. So Disroot and Disquest is not the only thing I do. I do stuff on Ghostbusters. I do stuff on Battlestar Galactica. I do stuff on DIY. I do stuff on food. I do stuff, just random stuff. So there we go. Not everything is liked by YouTube necessarily for the edition that goes out on YouTube, because they're like, hey, if you do too much, then you're not going to get the exposure you want. Well, yeah, that's because of the algorithm. But whatever. I don't really care all that much about it. But anyways, you really do want to give it a like, give it a subscribe, see all the things that I do on here, which is it's good stuff, I think. So, and so there we go. So why don't we get back? All right. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's get back to everything on here on Crypt Drive. So, yeah, if I go up here, you can see I've got all my different tabs and stuff from Firefox. So, I had to go back and enable pop-ups, so we'll be able to see that now. It'll show up as a new tab, I think. We'll see. So, yeah, we've got this. This can go back to your Cryptpad homepage. So we can go back to Drive. And of course, every time you do select one of these things, kind of sort of rebuilds everything for access. Got the name, Crypt Drive. You can go straight to your files. You can go to new. You can create new stuff. You can filter stuff over here on the right-hand side. You got notifications. Open notifications panel. No notifications. No notifications available. Fine. This is for the user. So go to the menu. Go down here, profile. We get a profile pop up. It builds up, and yep, it opened up a new tab. So there we go. So there we go. So it says add a link to your website. So the closest thing I've got to it is the one on Disroot. That's the social networking site that I use. View my profile. Oh, well, we can view the profile. Of course, it's going to view it. Oh, there it is. Cool. Awesome. Close that out. Go back. And upload a new avatar, which I happen to have. So I'm not going to see it. So I am going to try to see pictures. Where am I at? Oh, yeah. Pictures, avatars. Final. Of course, I can't see this stuff. All right, there it is. All right. Once you have it all up, selected and everything, it uploads and it shows up here. Other users can find your profile through your avatar in document user lists. You can add a description. We can say this is AnKorage user. Save that. And boom. So if I wanted to display this again, I can link there, blah, 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 edit your description if you wish to do so. So there's that. And so if we come down here, we go to teams. You can go to the different, your different teams and everything like that. And you've got that selection right here. So you've got that selection right again, goes right back out to your Crypt drive. Teams, you can create a new team. Now you've got 5 available slots. So we'll create a new team. So we'll just go test 1. So we'll go create. Do that. And there it is. So this one here is just, TE, team 1. There we go. And, with each team, you can go back to teams. You can go to members. You can go to chat, administration for different things. You can do recent stuff. You can search. You can drive. You can templates. You can trash. Stuff like that. So if we go back to members, owners, AnKorage, admins, members, viewers. So, and we can leave the team. Joy. And if we want to go back to the teams, we can go back to here and we can go back to this guy. Team name, test 2. We'll just do that. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm not actually in that team. I'm actually in the slot for the team. And so here we have team 2. So if we go to team 2, here's team 2, and you get all those same options. So there we go. All right. So if we go back on this, we'll go back to teams. Where'd you go? Back to teams. There we go. All right. So, and then we can go to calendar. So here you got a calendar that you can use with your teams or people that you collaborate with, and you can set up different things here. Your calendar, you can create a new calendar, for different things. You can go to, back a month, forward a month to today. You can go back to, you jump forward, and you can set these different up. You can set it by week, by day, set it up by month, so you can see different things like that. So that's really good. Come down to contacts and, open up your team contacts. So there you go. These are your contacts. I don't have any. So click your contacts icon to chat with them. Double click their icon to view their profile. Either participant can clear permanently a chat history. So that's kind of cool. Okay. We got different settings that are available. So yeah, you can do things for your account. You can go to security, privacy, number of different things. 2FA is not active on this account, but I believe you can actually make that active. Change the appearance, which is very limited. You can do a light, dark, or you can go to whatever your system is currently set up as. Crypt drive, you can do all these different settings for your Crypt drive. Your cursor, you can change the color of your cursor. Well, let's see. I am a green, so there we go. Show cursors, yes. Rich text, options for that. Different things for code. One, you can do like a tag filter. or and or. So currently it's set up for or. And then you can go to your notification settings, enable calendar notifications. That's good for when you need them. And then you got these options down here: official documentation, support, about Cryptpad, and the homepage. Now that's Cryptpad specific. Log out of everywhere and log out. So that is that section there. So we are actually going to come up here and I'm going to close out these tabs. Yeah, so that we're back to here. And so now we start talking about stuff that's down in this section. So if you've got a whole lot of different things going on here, so I'll click new, and we can click new anything: folder, share folder, upload files, upload folder, new link, sheet, spreadsheet, rich text, Kanban board, code, form, whiteboard, markdown slides, diagram. You can do any of those. So for sake of example, I'll just do rich text. This will create a new tab up here. And from here, when you create a new text, you can be like, okay, own to document. That's default. Destruction date, you can set in a date for when it gets destructed, how far out, months, days, and hours. You can add a password if you wish, and it's going to be a blank document. And so if you create it, it creates it, and here it is. So, and just for fun, this is code for a Death Star security and surveillance. Yeah, I'm like super smart with this stuff, so I'm going bonkers. And like with anything with rich text, if I come down here and I do a little more extra code, there we are. Okay, these are for that. This is for drawbridges. So there we go. I could bold it. I could highlight it up there, and I could italicize it, unbold it, underscore it. You could do any of that. Isn't that cool? So there's that. We can get back out of that. And there we see there's that document. And if I double click it, it'll bring us back into it, rebuild it, and there it is. It's all saved on the server. So close that, back to here. You can create new of any of those. Let's see, templates. You can go to templates. Now, templates are documents that are stored. They can be reused when creating new documents. So if you have something, let's say an address form for somebody, granted, you probably don't need it, but it's like, like an address form, you could pre-fill, you could, create a new document. Let's say a rich text. It'll just go through the same process and go in there and you'd be like, okay, blah, plug that, and do this, and then, this could be used as a template. So if we come back out here and we say, just drive in general, and click on that one, we get that first one that I did, which is this guy. And if I go to templates and double click that, it'll bring us into that part there. So, and you could save this, use this for, other stuff, you as a template for other documents. So, and you could do it as any of these options right here. So that would be that. So that's how you get around in all of those. And then of course you got a trash. So if we right click on that, we get, and this is the same on anything new that you create in here. You can open, you can read only it, you could share it, you could access it, you could rename it, you could tag it, you can make a copy. So if I make a copy, it's just going to build a new one. So that's just going to do that. Make that copy. I close that. You see, you get two of them. So you could move to the trash. You could just flat out destroy it right off the bat. Avoid the trash. Just have it go bye-bye. And then, of course, you got different properties. Document identifier, editing link. So if you need somebody else to be able to edit it, you can give them that. Read-only link. So if anybody's like, he's like, if you've got a final copy of something, and you're like, okay, this is it. View it here. This is how you view it. Use a read-only link. And you get some stats when you created it, when it was last accessed, and how big it is. See how small that is? That's pretty cool. So I am just going to destroy this guy. And I'm going to destroy that guy. Where are you at? Well, can't destroy it, but I can trash it. So if I go to the trash, you can see it. You can empty the trash. Gone. Now it's gone for good. So there we go. Let's go back up here to Drive. And just to kind of show you what these different things are, you can create a new folder. There it is. There it is. So if we double click it, we're inside that folder now. Back to here, create that new share folder. You can create the name. And you can protect it with a password if you wish. And there it is. Keep going to it. It's just like looking at inside another folder. It's just one that can be shared. All right, so you can go to upload files if you wish. And of course, can that be seen? No. It opens up, your directory listings and stuff like that. When you go to open a file, your Explorer, File Manager, that kind of thing. New link. You can do this and be like, test 1. And you put in the URL there. So you add that. And of course, a HTTPS, .com. There we go. There's your new link. Yeah, so we're going to build a new sheet. Create it. And there it is. Now it's just getting everything set up. There it is. It's loading it. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. It's a spreadsheet. So there we are. And let's see. Cell rich text. Let's do a Kanban board. The Kanban boards are actually pretty cool. Own documents, the same kind of stuff. Let's do that. Creates that. And here's what the Kanban boards look like. This is just what was created by default. To do, in progress, done. Very simple, straightforward. And the cool thing is that with these, you can actually move these columns. And I like how it kind of sort of, kind of makes it kind of cockeyed a little bit. So you can see that's the one you're currently working with. And then, you click on that and you can change the name. You can change the color. Excuse me. And there you go. And down inside, you get the items, the individual items. You can move these from one column to the next. There you go. You can change the name. Like that. You can put in content like that. You can tag it. You can put in a color and close it. And you can see this is really good. I really like this. And then you've got a couple of buttons here. This is a create new card. So basically here, you're adding a new one and it'll appear above. This one here is going to add a new one and appear below. So if I click on that one, there's that one. Above, like that. If I click this one, come on. There's one below. Just below, like that. There's that. Oh, there we are. And you can edit these by clicking those little edit, the little pencil right there. And there we go. Basically, that's a description of that card. So there you go. And then you have the done and such like that. You can add a new board. You can new board test 1. Oh, let's make it that color. What the hey? Close it and see, got that color. These are really good. I like these a lot. Now, of course, I'm using the Kanban board that's cards in Nextcloud, so I don't have a purpose for it here. I might in the future. I don't know. I haven't decided, but there we go. So that's really cool. I like that. So that is a Kanban board. So if you get code, of course, it's going to create a new code page. So there we go. Create that. And here we go. And the interesting thing about this, you can file it, you can theme it, author colors, theme, Cryptpad dark. You can change any of these. Neo. Ooh. Yeah. Let's change this back. Ugh. Day, night. Yeah, let's do it as night. Let's do that. You can do an insert, filters by name, blah, 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 upload files, and that. Here, this is where you can type code. And if you notice, on the left, you're going to see line numbers. So that's helpful. And then everything that you've typed shows up over here on the right. And you got the current users that are on it. That's me. Here we go. Oh, there we go. So that's code. Let's see. New form. Of course, it'll create a new one. There we go. Create that. Here's a new form. I know nothing about this. You can preview the form. You can copy a public link. Your question here. That's kind of neat. You can change this. You can edit that. You can edit like that. Yeah. And of course, you got line numbers. You can boldface. You can do any of this. Strikeout. H. I'm not sure what H stands for. There's no little tooltip, but you can do links. You can do quotes. It's very, very useful. And this is really useful for the coding type people. I am not one of those, so yeah. So if I click on new, go to form, new whiteboard. So here comes a new whiteboard. We'll just create it. There we go. And let's say I'll do my green and get a little circle. So here we go. Boom, boom. Yep. Here we go. I'm happy. Boom, boom. I'm sad. There we go. You can change the width, make it bigger, make it smaller, and that's for, your actual, we'll call it the pen. See that? And the opacity, you can turn it down, and look at that. You can actually, the opacity, if you want other stuff from behind to be able to look at that. Let's see, where are we at with here? So let's increase this, make this nice and big. So you can, the opacity, so you can, see through it. That's kind of cool. That's neat. You can do a file. You can do any of these right here. You can also insert different things. That's kind of neat. You can view the documentation. You can see the users that are on the board right now. You can share it. You can access it. Chat. There's a chat board in here. So you can, boom. Yeah, see that? So you can do that. So we can close it or delete it or whatever that was. Is it clear? Come on. Have a retrieve older history. So get all of that. So that's kind of neat. So that is the whiteboard. You can explore that even more if you wish. Markdown slides. I'm thinking PowerPoint-like, but I could be wrong. You can change your theme, insert different things. You got different tools. Okay, so. Okay, markdown slide. We can boldface. Do it like that. Let's see if I highlight all of it and do that. Yep, okay, yep. I can bold it. So this is the slide content. And what else can we do here? A task list, add code, table of contents, go to help, you can quote, you can link. As far as adding pictures, I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's overly necessary, but it's kind of cool. All right, so that's that. And diagram. All right, I did play with the diagram a little bit. This is kind of cool. So flowcharts, diagram flowcharts. You can do this. You can make it reposition it. You can do arrows or something. I can move that, you know. I can put in this little guy. Big arrows. Kind of fun. And you can do different things with this. You can change the colors of different things. Miscellaneous, advanced. I mean, this gets into the individual functionalities of it, which I don't play with all that much. I have no purpose to. But this is good for project planning. You know, it's for flowchart creation. So there we go. So there's that. Anything else? And yep, that's everything. So there we go. So you can see all the different things you got saved up here. And, you know, if I was to go back to the home page and everything and then come back to Drive, you can see there's everything that I've done. So this is really good. So this is a Crypt Drive and it works very well. And of course, you know, there's all of that from Firefox. And so we got your Drive organization folders and stuff like that. You can see what's out there. You can see what's out there. You can see what's out there. So there we go. And we can see just how much space we've taken up. 0.18 megs out of 500. So, you know, of course, depending on how full or big your diagrams or your different things are out here, basically dictates how big everything is going to be as far as file size and everything in that respect. So there we go. So that is Crypt Drive, and it's really, really good. It's great for projects, and it's great for, and it's not just for businessy type of stuff. You can use this for your home. If you want to get drilled down and get really like anal retentive about, different things in your home, sure. If you want to get down and dirty with different things that you do yourself, go for it. Have fun with it. It's great for project management. It's great for, development, project development, the process, for many different things. I can't think of much myself. You might be able to think of other stuff. So that's everything on Crypt Drive, and it's really good. I do recommend that it be used for whatever you might need to use it for. And there we go. All right, I just stepped outside for a moment, and the sun is poking out. It was supposed to be cloudy today from what I saw from the forecast, and rain moving in tonight. It's temperatures not all that great. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's fall. Well, either way, that was Cryptpad. Excuse me. My thoughts are beep, 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 beep on occasion. My brain is not completely with it at all times. So, that's because of my medical issues, but that's completely separate from this. But that's Cryptpad, and it's really good. And playing around in there, stuff like that. I've played with it, and I like it a lot. It's really good. And will I actually? I'm thinking, for videos and stuff like that, could I effectively move my video management over to Cryptpad? Possibly. I certainly wouldn't use everything that's in it. I could, maybe. I really like the how the Kanban board's animated, and I saw that there was a task thing in there and such, because that's how we do things, is by cards and by tasks. And right now, Nextcloud provides that for me, which I'll be covering in that video when it comes up. And just as a heads up, that's going to be the last video I do for the series, because I think it's the greatest amount of functionality and other things in there. So I'm saving that for last. Save the best for last. That's just my own personal opinion, but every application that Disroot provides is fantastic software, and I recommend everybody using it in one way, shape, or form should they need to. It's there, and it should be used. and you know, everything's encrypted, free, and open source, and beautiful. So that's it for this video and everything. So why don't you come on back for the next one? Leave a comment down below. You can also see me out on social networking, out on the Fediverse, on fe.disroot.org. That's down below. Link to that down there. And I'll actually have a video about fe.disroot.org. So there we go. This effectively completes this portion of the series on all the applications where you don't need an account with Disroot itself. From this point forward, you do. And that'll be coming up in the next one. I don't know exactly which one I'm going to do, so I'm just going to go through and I'm going to look at them, and I'll pick which one to do. So there we are. So thank you very much. Give it a like, subscribe, and we will talk to you later. And I want to go get a cookie. I'm going to see if I have any. So talk to you later.